Hi everyone, welcome to Pod Chat. MS awareness. Basically lose MS waffling. Really, I think it's time. I started to keep it real a bit more. I show lots and lots of videos of the good stuff, if you like, the things that we can do. You know, off out on the scooters, out in Darth the power chair. Out on a power boat with the Balinese ball rollers, ice skating in my wheelchair, all sorts of things. And I really appreciate the fact that I can still do those bits. But the cost of that is something that people don't see, and it's huge. And the fatigue, I know I quite often go on about fatigue, but unless you've experienced fatigue, it's really hard to understand what it's like. And for me, and it's, fatigue is not just, oh, I'm a little bit tired, and then I go to bed, have a good night's sleep, and I wake up and I'm like, yay, all refreshed, let's go. It doesn't work that way. You go to bed, you have a rubbish night, you get up in the morning and you feel worse than you did the day before, and that just rolls on and on and on and on. So trying to get any balance of sleep and trying to recoup any energy is just, it's hard work. And yeah, it's hard. It's hard to get back those energy. I miss the old me so much. I used to have a full-time job. I had 2 dogs. I used to walk the dogs before, after work. It's my daughter and all the things that are right around pets and daughters and just life in general, working. Now my life is like this. It's this small, and trying to just get the energy to just live that small bit is really, really hard. And I fail at it more times than I show, to be honest. And so today I am really exhausted, and I've put some clothes on, obviously, because you don't really want to see the option that isn't clothes. And I've just literally thrown some on, and I've staggered out to a little sun pod. This is pod number 1, so welcome to pod number 1. And as you can see, the sun is coming through that window. Well, the doors actually. Hubby's changed them, so they're not the solid doors that you've got, the solid walls that you've got everywhere else. They're like PVC, almost like windowy type things. Well, I don't know how to describe them. But it lets the sun in, it lets the warmth in. And for me, winter is one of the hardest times because I really struggle with the cold and the damp. Everything seizes up, nothing wants to work. My whole body just feels like it grinds to a halt, and keeping it moving is 10 times worse than it normally is. So to be able to come out here, get some natural warmth and sunshine without having to have all the heating on, it's amazing. And it's so hot already out here today, hence I've got my jacket undone already. It won't be long before I take that off. So I thought, really and truly, I should start perhaps doing some more keeping it real, MS awareness, little chats, waffling on about stuff, because I know it's difficult, because what people see, they think, oh, life with MS, that looks really good fun, that looks great, but they don't see how much that takes out of you. And it's hard. It's really difficult trying to balance it every single day. And MS, we're all different. Anyone with a chronic illness, we're all different. We've got different symptoms and different degrees, so it's really hard for people to understand that. They see one person with MS, running, or they see these people doing marathons or whatever, and they think, wow, that's great, they've got MS, look at them go. So what's the matter with these other people that are in power chairs or confined to their home, or it's just, it's difficult. So for me, I have a lot of invisible symptoms. You can't see them, but trust me, they're there, and they're giving me jip 24/7. So again, today I think the biggest one I have to talk about is the fatigue, because it rules my life. It does generally rule my life, and trying to live a full life with that is impossible. It's never going to happen. I'm lucky. I have hubby to help and support me with bits and pieces. I know a lot of people don't have that. I'm lucky enough to have Max the scooter, and lucky enough to have Darth the power chair, and well, my other aids that I've got, and I will do a video about those one day as well, about all the different aids. You know, one aid is just not suitable enough for me and the environments that I go in. That's the other thing, is trying to explain to people about the type of environment that I'm in. It impacts me greatly, and sorry, brain shut down there for a minute. I said I was going to keep it real, so there we go. What was I saying? Yes, environment. So, for example, I hate going out for meals now. I can't bear it. It's just the noise that I've got to think about, how am I going to get into that place? You know, I can't get in with my big mobility scooter. I have to take Darth the wheelchair, which means hubby has to come with me, because most people can't get it in and out of the vehicle, or they can't fit it in their vehicles to take me somewhere. So for a start, that's exhausting, thinking about, oh my god, I can't get in, I can't do this, and then you have to think about the venue itself. You know, is there a slope? Is there a proper disabled toilet that I can actually get into with whatever it is I'm using? You know, and then once you're in there, if you're lucky to get in with your whatever it is you're using, power chair or whatever, you know, can you sit at a table comfortably? Are you going to be stuck out on the end where you're in everybody's way and they keep having to like buff it past you, which is just like, for people that experience huge sensory overload like me, that's horrible. Plus you've got the noise of people, knives and forks and people chatting and things, the kitchen noises and movement, and it's just like sensory overload is massive for me, and that impacts my fatigue as well, which then just makes my fatigue level go from all this to that and more further down than you can get. It's so I suppose sensory overload and the fatigue go hand in hand, really. Hence why driving is really difficult, because you have to think about steering, changing gears. Even if you've got a manual, you still got to think about your feet steering, blah blah blah. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on, movement, things happen so much faster out there than they do on my mobility scooter. And the sensory overload is just huge, so quite quickly my fatigue level is just through the floor. So just want to try and bring a bit more awareness and say that it isn't all fun and games, and where you might see one day I've posted I'm not having fun and the next day I've got a fatigue post or whatever, it's because it's knackered me and I'm absolutely flawed. Or I know, and I don't excuse me, I don't always show things. Getting tired already now, my voice is packing up. I don't always show brain's gone again. I don't know, I can't remember what I'm saying now. Yes, I don't always show things in real life, so I might share a post on something that happened 2 months ago, but it's been on my phone and I just haven't had the brain power perhaps to put the post in and do the talk to speech to text bit in there to be able to get it right, because that speech app it's good that I got it, but it takes a lot of it's quite frustrating to work because it doesn't understand all the words properly, and you have to then listen to it back and change it and listen to it back and change it, and so it takes a lot of doing, so that takes a lot. So that's why sometimes you might see a post from me that happened months ago, but it's just been in my phone and I haven't had the oomph to be able to cope with all of these things to put it on the page. So yeah, if there's anything that you want to know about or to me to chat about in my little pod chats, this is something new, so yeah, just let me know, give us a thumbs up or something. That, you know, even if you haven't got any comments, please give us a thumbs up, that would be great. And hopefully I can put together some more of these soon. Let me know. Thanks for listening. Ta-ra for now.